a label and I want the executives dancing in the videos, all on the records. Take that. Come to Dundee, that record.
This face belongs on the tism.
What's good, man? We back with another week. Hold on. Oh, there it is. We back with another week. Y'all already just saw the name, but shit, we taking all errors. We back with another week, a one-on-one with Bigg Rick, man. And I hope all y'all having a good week, man. We getting this shit started. Y'all know we consistent. Y'all know we gonna keep coming at y'all with the legends of the city and niggas who done touched worldwide, niggas who done, you know what I'm saying? We just coming, man. I hope, like I said, I hope y'all striving for greatness. I hope y'all getting y'all goals accomplished. I just pray everybody doing well. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's probably not doing well. I pray for y'all. I hope God touch y'all, and just touch y'all. And shouts out to everybody that been rocking with the book, buying the book, man. We doing good on that. Surviving the Hood is on Amazon. I appreciate y'all. Shouts out to everybody that's been going on the website, everythingrick.com. Like, the website is launched. We finna start a clothing line through the website. I appreciate all y'all for rocking in with the everythingrick.com. Yeah, it just happened, so I got to make sure I get it right every time. So I got to think. So, but I appreciate all y'all for tapping in. Everybody who share my videos, who comment, who like, subscribe. Numbers is going up. I appreciate it all, man. Like, if y'all got suggestions on things that I could do, let me know, because I'm new to the podcast business. I ain't no podcaster, but I am now. But if y'all got like advice or anything, I accept everything, all criticism, man. But without further ado, we gonna get into my guest for this week. We got this nigga legend, as always. Everybody who I bring on this bitch, they done had legendary stripes in the city, outside the city. Like, man, we got this nigga, he did a whole lot, man. And he was one, like, we had Cuckoo last week, but he was one of the ones who had the dance trend, started it, made it. Like, this nigga did, like, he turned the city up for booty music. I gotta say, for booty music, this nigga started the trend, man. Like, because we was all on gangster shit, but this nigga came and, but without further ado, man, let me get my guest in here, man, because I could just say a lot of shit about this nigga, man. But we got my boy in the building, man. Been showing nothing but love all this time. We got my boy Ray Nitti. My boy Ray Nitti is in the building.
What up, man? What's happening with you?
What's the word, bro?
What's good with you, boss? What's good with you, man?
How you been, broski?
Man, I've been good, man. Man, I gotta correct you though, bro.
Go ahead.
I can't take credit for being the first to get the dance stuff popping. You feel what I'm saying? I gotta give respect to folks like Ice Moan. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely had it popping. DRE had it popping with the dance with Punk Ho.
But they ain't had a. I'm not saying like that, but I'm saying you had.
You said booty music.
Yeah, but I'm saying you had the TikTok trend.
Sure.
They had the records, but I'm talking about you was the originator of where I seen motherfuckers doing the dance to the song, bro. That's what I was meaning. Like,
got you.
Like, it was an actual, like, before TikTok. This before TikTok,
no, for
bro.
sure. Yeah, Instagram wasn't even really out yet.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. They had records. They did have records for the women, but they was just like, all right, we just gonna. Yours had a choreographic dance to it, bro.
Yeah, shouts out to Daryl. Daryl and what was it, Parkside White with Daryl and his team, man. I forget what school he was at the time, but shouts out to Daryl and his team. They put together the routine that everybody was doing. I got a funny story we'll get into a little later though. I got a funny story.
Yeah, because we're gonna get into the whole record and everything. But yeah, so 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 let's get into the interview, man. But yeah, you was the originator of the bow. I ain't never seen that no club. I ain't never where the whole club doing the same thing. Yeah, them niggas had records with women just popping their ass. They doing their own shit. But like now, when the My P come on, she was a fairy. Everybody do the same
Yeah.
dance to it. You
Yeah.
was the first one that I seen that had an actual dance to their record in Milwaukee, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, you know,
Genesis had the duck walk.
oh, Genesis had the duck walk.
Genesis had the duck walk.
Starts out Genesis. He
Duck
did.
walk.
He
Yeah,
did.
duck
But you
walk.
was like not taking up from none of them. Your shit just went. You skyrocketed, bro.
Yeah.
Your shit just went. Like your
No, it
shit
was
just.
a blessing. It was a blessing for sure. It was definitely a blessing, man.
And
Shouts out
after
to
that,
the city, though.
go ahead.
The city made that happen for us, man.
And after that, like it was just everywhere. Like Young Legend, all them came up. Young
Yeah.
Okie, was that ain't
Okay.
that was his name?
Yeah.
Okie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You had a whole trend of niggas like following.
Real
You
Beats,
know,
man. Everybody had to go see Real Beats for a beat, man.
shout out to Real Beats. Ain't he in LA? He out here, ain't he?
Yeah, I think real in and out, man. Real working, man. He in and out. But he was
Shouts
in
out to
LA
him.
last time I chopped it up with him.
Okay, so let's get into this interview. What was the young Ray Nitti like growing up in Milwaukee? Like when did you? I know you wasn't born in Milwaukee, right?
Nope, I was born in St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yes, I know that. So when did
Big
you
up,
come to
Ras
Milwaukee?
Buddy. Yeah.
Shouts out to her. When did you move to Milwaukee? And how was it
Uh,
like in your early ages of Milwaukee?
1998. I moved to Milwaukee in 1998. Um, early ages was very interesting because I had to get accustomed to the cultural shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Coming from the islands and where it's warm every day. You know what I mean? We got certain cultural norms that wasn't that normal here in Milwaukee as well. Still not accustomed to the cold, but also when I got here, I went to John Burroughs Middle School.
I went to
So
Burroughs too.
if you know about Burroughs, you know they're gonna break you in.
I
So
went to Burroughs.
imagine, imagine
I
the
think I'm a
nigga.
couple years older than you though. How old is you? I'm 43 now though.
I'm 41, so
Also, I'm
I
a couple
went to
years ahead
Burroughs
of
in
you.
the 8th grade. I went there
Yeah,
for 8th grade. So
that's crazy.
I learned about what ribbon was real early.
They
when
was flaming you, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. I was all kinds of African booty scratchers because my accent was still heavy too back
Yeah.
then in 8th grade. So I was African booty scratchers. They was asking me to say their names in my accent. It was like, say my name in your language. I'm like, nigga, I'm speaking English. Like, what you mean say it in your language? But asking me like, oh, do you know what? Did you know what McDonald's was before you got here? Like, did your roofs have banana leaves and shit? Like, damn, that's what the hell y'all think. But yeah, bro.
Y'all ain't had that over there.
No,
They wasn't like that over there.
yeah, we had McDonald's and shit. Then
No,
we
no, I'm
also
saying I'm talking about the ribbon and roasted and shit. It wasn't like that over there.
we have stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying?
Coming
Like,
from a different country is different.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Coming from a
So
different spot, it was like, damn, okay. You was already an outsider. You know what I'm saying? So it was like you was getting jumped in. And you was just an easy target every day.
that's crazy work, bro.
Man, I had to fight all of that type of shit at Burroughs, man.
That's
You know,
crazy. Did you where did you stay at? Was you in the hood when you first came? Like,
when we came, I was off of Clover Nook area over there off of Landers. So like
oh, okay. So
71st, 73rd area.
it
Yeah.
wasn't really that rough over there then, huh?
It wasn't rough. No, I wouldn't say it wasn't rough. No, it was a bunch of homeowners over there and so forth. Stuff like
Yeah.
that. Oh, it wasn't sweet, but I ain't gonna just say it was it was rough. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't recall having to like worry about playing at the park. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um, you had your typical cats getting robbed or whatever, but other than that, it was, pretty peaceful over there.
That's pretty cool, bro. That's pretty cool. So you came, you went you was eighth grade at Burroughs and you
Rose. Then went to Riverside after that. Yeah.
so how did so meeting people like all that was kind of like so that was your first time in the United States when you came?
No, I wouldn't say that was my first time. When I was in fourth grade, we took a trip to DC, to
Okay.
Washington, DC. We saw the White House, shit like that. So I think that was my first time in the States.
Okay, okay. So that's pretty interesting, dog. That shit crazy, man. Coming over here, dog. Niggas rimming you and shit. You don't really know
Oh,
what's going on. That's like if I went over there. Not if I went over there, I wonder would they be like that if at a young age? Would they rear me like because
oh
you
yeah,
different?
absolutely.
Because you
Absolutely.
different. Yeah, because you different coming to somewhere where you ain't accustomed to. So that's understandable.
Yeah,
Say
but
my name like
I
this. Go ahead.
also think too, like, you know, for me, my experience, right, in the
Yeah.
island was like, you know, you had the vision of getting off the island and making it to the mainland. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's
Yeah.
opportunities were and things like that. So I think when we got folks that came from the mainland or the states to the island, I don't think they had like too hard of a transition because the island life is like very welcoming too. So that was part of the cultural differences. So like in the islands, bro, it could be a homeless person on the street, somebody that's going a mental illness, whoever. You walk past each other, you say good morning, good afternoon, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? That's just standard. And that wasn't the same when I came to Milwaukee.
Oh
Like,
man.
so, you tell a stranger good morning, and I remember they looked at me like, nigga, who you talking
Who the
to?
fuck you talking to? Yeah.
What you
That shit
want? You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? And it was like, damn, like, nah, nigga, I just got manners.
Yeah, that
Being
shit crazy, bro.
polite.
That
But those were some of the cultural differences, and of course music. I grew up more like soca, uh, reggae, dance hall music, and calypso. Um, some of the first rap songs I remember hearing is like Coolio, Gangsta Paradise. Uh,
ah,
you know what I'm saying? What's was I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a
you talking
baller.
about damn, what's his name? Is his name Stretch? No, that ain't Stretch. What's that nigga
Was it
name?
Skilo? Was it Skilo or something? I
Skilo.
can't
Oh, I think it
remember.
was Skilo on
Yeah.
everything.
So,
So you wasn't familiar with like the NWA and shit? The
man,
gangster music?
I might have been familiar with like Ice Cube, the name and stuff like that, but it wasn't just like prominent music that I was just getting every day. I was getting more like Buju Banton, motherfucking Capleton, the things my pops and them and my mom would be listening to.
That bring me right into my next question though. Like, so how did you decide to be a rapper, bro? Like we know you do everything, but like the rap part of you, like where did that like how did that come about?
Yeah, so I think really from back home, uh I always we had this thing it was called chanting, and but it's really freestyling. Well, what you would call freestyling in the States, we called it chanting back in the islands. And my cousin Freights, he used to write songs. So that was like the first person I see like put together songs, writing songs and connecting the next song to the next song and so forth. But I would I would take I would take his rhymes and remember them, and I'll go to school and be chanting his joints. And we'll be at this was Adelita Concrine at the time. I did 7th grade in the islands, and we'll be on the yard just doing this shit. So that's why I've really first started getting into the music at. And then as I transitioned from St. Thomas to the I mean from the Virgin Islands to Milwaukee, um, I got further introduced when I was at Riverside to a writing workshop when I was in this youth program called Urban Underground. And there's where I met Quabanon Nixon and Buhib Dair. And they did a poem back then that was called "The Children Was Crying." Children are crying, and I started crying in the class, all types. I told this story plenty times, right? So I'm crying and I'm crying, and like they came up to me and it was like, "Yo, whatever you really going through." It was Quavana came up to me saying, "Man, whatever you going through, you don't gotta tell us, but write it down." You know what I'm saying? Write it down. He was like, let you writing it down be like your therapy, right? And then whenever you ready to recite it out loud, let that be like your healing, dealing with whatever it was that they figured I was dealing with as a young teen back then, right? So
Yeah.
I started with poetry, writing poetry, and then doing freestyle battles and so forth. Was doing that type of stuff with DJ Razor back then on the
The
scene.
clothing designer, the clothing
Yeah,
designer.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Shouts
yeah,
out DJ Razor, bro. We see you, bro. You
yeah,
working. I see all that nice fly gear, man. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
yeah.
Also,
And then,
that's who you started with, like rapping.
no, so I would say started with, bro, low key. Um, it was who would I say I started with? If I had to go all the way back, low key, if I had to take it back to high school, the first person I would have said I started music with was I had a project with the homie Antoine Hicks, and it was called like Cold Fronts or something like that. But this was in high school. But after high school, me and my homie Kevin, Jamal, Mike, we had another group called Shakes. We had a group called Missing Link, and we would incorporate our poetry and raps and do these shows that Muhib and Kwabana would take us to, and we'd be performing at these things. And then as I got older, just kept doing more and more and more music stuff. And then man, started rocking with Sincere. Sincere took me under his wing. I did a lot of work with
Shouts out sincere, man. I
yeah,
ain't heard from you, man.
I did a
But
lot of work with
shouts
Divine
out,
D
bro.
too.
So he was the first one to like get you. I'm trying to figure out
I
who
was
got you. No, I'm trying to figure out who got you that spotlight amongst, because all them niggas you name, I ain't never heard of them, bro.
yeah, and I did a lot of work with Devon too though. Devon D.
Oh, 3D.
Yeah, I
Devon.
did a lot of work with
Okay.
Devon too. So he
Shouts
put me
out Devon D, man. The world is watching.
videos for sure over there with Seven and them cats. We was over there working.
You talking
Uh,
about 7 with Cuckoo Cow?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
Low key,
okay.
bro.
See?
Low key, me and Cal got a whole project we did. We got a whole mixtape we did that, and we did it in like one night too. Cal is a machine when he focused, and I,
That's my
some
boy,
more
dog.
things had happened, and like all of those files got lost when all of that stuff happened. But me and Cal had like 6 records that we did that never came out, man.
This before projects or this before
No,
projects or
this was after my
oh,
project. Yeah.
oh, okay. So you was on the way when he was up there.
Yeah, no, he was already well off. So like
Oh, that's bad.
what I'm saying? They was doing me a favor. I was like the homie in the little homie in the studio, and was just writing records, and Devon had made that shit happen. And
Oh,
then
shouts out to Vaughn. See, this is stuff. This is part of history that I ain't know nothing about, bro.
yeah,
So
bro,
that's
I
dope.
did a lot of work with a lot of people. I worked with Derek J a lot, like the producer Derek J. he recorded a lot of my first stuff. But he was from Chicago, and I met him through I'm trying to figure out the right way to say this, right?
Yeah.
So when I met her, when I met her, she went by Keisha Cash.
Uh-huh.
Dope lyricist, right? But now they have transitioned over to a male, and I just want to make sure I'm being respectful, that I'm not, you know what I'm saying too
No,
much
no.
what her past names was and whatnot. But that would have been one of the first people that I would say we really was doing like rapping with in college and really going back and forth. But yeah, bro, I worked with a lot of people, bro. It's been a very
Yeah, I see, bro, because I ain't know none of this.
yeah, bro. It's been interesting, very, very interesting journey, bro. Um Shit, I even had a moment where my homie Quinn was trying to make me and Frank Nitti a group.
The politic the dude who be on the
Yeah,
videos.
Frank Nitti, not Big Frank, Frank Nitti.
No, not Big Frank. I'm talking about Frank Nitti when he doing the walking shit and him and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
Frank Nitti, right? The one who was doing the cash app shit and all that.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah. So bro,
so
I
he rap too?
yeah, Frank rap. Frank is a dope writer too, as well, to be honest with you.
I ain't heard from him. I ain't
Yeah.
seen nothing from him in a minute.
But yeah, bro, like I said, man, I've had an amazing journey, bro, where I was able to meet and work with so many people that helped me get to where I'm at. I can't ever just credit one person, because I learned from so many. You know what I'm saying? I had a time I was able to just sit in the lab with C Note. You feel what I'm saying? With Chad Roper.
Chad Roper here in Vegas. Shout out Chad Roper.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So like even just being able to be in them type of spaces and be in them rooms, or learning from DJ Monte, you know what I'm saying? Over
Yeah.
Big Oomp, just sitting in their studios and seeing how him and DJ Calvin work out there in Atlanta. And just being able to soak in game, bro, and be around so many different people. Like, and then DJ Infotech, he was very instrumental when
That's our infotech, dog. Go.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people, bro. It was a lot of, and I know I'm forgetting some. You feel what I'm
Hey,
saying?
that's why you got to like cuckoo like we did last week, man. Shout outs to
Yeah,
everybody,
we
man.
had, of course, we had Ivy League with my homie Joe, my brother Joey. We was doing a lot of stuff, bro. So I was able to to work with a lot of people, bro. And I was blessed to be able to be a part of a bunch of dope ass shit in the city.
That's pretty unique, bro. Cause I don't think it. Well, I ain't gonna say too many people. The people in your circle like know, but I know a lot of people in my circle. They just know from bow.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
don't nobody like know your upbringing and none of this stuff because I don't know why, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like if niggas say Bigg Rick, they gonna be like Clybourne and Smash and you know what I'm saying? They gonna say credentials, but I'm glad that we having this interview because like I ain't know half of that. I ain't know you and Cal like had album. So basically you got what you got by really just networking, huh? Cause you came over here with like
bro. You gotta remember, like I didn't know nobody.
that's what I'm saying. That's
What I'm
my
saying, I mean,
yeah.
I gotta jap with everybody. You feel what I'm
That's dope.
saying? Trying to, and the other thing too is like I never had to like be involved in anybody else BS. Like I was always like, yo, I'm I'm here to learn, bro, and grow. All that other shit cast on, like, you know what I'm saying? That shit is not essential to neither one of us growing. So what is we talking about? So yeah, bro, I just I'm thankful, bro. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. And to 15 years, it was actually like 15 years, like 16 years last week about. So it's like to see it still being played at weddings on the radio in the Bucks arena, like it's a blessing, bro. So
Let's
like,
get into that record, man. I mean, the Bow record. You
yeah,
had other records too, but the Bow record was the one. Like, what was your studio process on for that record, bro? Like, how did that record come about? Where you recorded at, and just go into the process of the whole record, bro.
yeah. So you might have heard this story, but I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah, say it
I
again.
had got
Hey,
fired.
we got new listeners on
Yeah,
my shit, bro. We got
I had got
Chicago, we
fired
got
from
everybody.
yeah, I got fired from Time Warner. I used to work at Time
I
Warner.
remember you working there.
You know what I'm saying? I got fired, bro, and low key went after they fired me. I went and hollered at Ray Rizzy over on 29th and
Shouts out Ray Rizzy, Cap
hooked up his
Drive.
cable over there, hooked up a couple other folks' cable before I had to turn my shit in. You know what I'm saying? Good. But then I went by Tony Neal crib.
Shouts out
And
Tony Neal. That
I had
nigga come up in every interview, bro. You
yeah,
know
that's
he a legend.
so I went by Tony Neal crib, bro, and Tony Neal was familiar with me from like some of the other rapping shit. And I'm gonna just say that this is his words, not mine. He was like, man, all that, what the fuck he say? All that whoop woo woo and shit. Nigga, you get off all that bullshit and make something for these bitches.
That's Tone, bro.
Like you
Oh,
need to
everything I love, bro. That's
man,
Tone,
we was
bro.
at his house in his crib. He got all his plaques up and shit. He's like, man, he's like, nigga, that shit don't make no money. You need to make something for these bitches. And when he's saying
Motherfucker.
that, my mind is ringing because I used to intern at V100. You feel what I'm saying?
I ain't never knew that.
Yeah, I interned under Doc Love on the low. Shouts out to
Shouts
Doc.
out Doc Love.
Doc showed me a lot of love. Even to this day, he in Virginia showing me love. You feel what I'm saying? So interning with Doc Love, I knew that V100. This was my job as an intern to know that the station programmed for women the ages of 18 to 34. So
Yeah.
that's music that they target. So I'm like, duh, nigga, you know this. You see all these labels sending records into the station that Doc got you listening to, and Doc is like, do it sound like chicks gonna like this one? Do it sound like chicks gonna like this one? And I'm like, nigga, make something for these bitches. Like what Tony did.
Facts, facts.
So it's just like, all right, you knew that, but it's like you didn't apply the knowledge that you had already had. You were still stuck in what you was used to. So stepping out of that comfort level, I left straight from Tony Neal crib and I went to Rail crib. And Rail gave me a pack. It was a CD, CDs at the time,
Yeah,
right?
CDs, yeah.
Give me a CD. It probably had like 4 beats on it on the low. It was Bow, um, and a couple other more beats on that motherfucker. But was at the homie Joey crib, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to figure this shit out. Got the beats, took the went by Joey crib early in the morning. I just used to pop up Joey crib, don't call nothing. 7 o'clock to ring the bell. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
here, my nigga Burnham, my artist
So,
Burnham from the South Side. That
so
nigga did the same shit.
yeah, bro. So, bro, let me in. We kicking it, chilling, playing this beat all day. All day I'm playing the beat, and then now we riding to go pick my wife up from either work or something. We was riding to go pick my wife up, I think. But on the way there, I'm like, man, I gotta figure this shit out. I just had a little, I don't like her. And then I was like, you need something that's gonna make people dance and be repetitive and so forth. Then just had that. And then that Friday, we was promoting nightclubs at the time too. But we had a party at Timbuktu. And bro, I swear to God, it might have been 6 people in there. I remember some of the people, Star Christian was in there. Obviously Zave, Michael. I want to
Mm.
say Star Cunningham was in there. It was not many people in there, bro. So it was people I could remember on one hand, two hands tops. It was a snowstorm. And I was like, hey, y'all, I know this shit whack in here tonight, but I got this idea for a song. I got this idea for a song I want to test out. You feel what I'm saying? So this
Yeah.
is just the beat at this time. So we just playing the beat back and forth. And I'm just like, I like her. I want to wipe her. I want to take her home and pulling all night. Everybody like, wow, 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 wow. I'm juking. And I'm just doing the hook. I ain't even had no verses at the time,
Yeah.
right? So I'm just doing the hook in Timbuktu over and over repeatedly. And they like, nah, that's like, we fuck with that. And, I'm listening. Women ages from the ages of 18 to 34 saying, okay, they like this record. Me, Joey, Zave go to Danny's studio. Danny, was it Record Lab? Is that what Danny's studio was called? I think.
No, Danny, that's the band center.
No, not that Danny.
No, I don't know the other one. I just know band
Not that
center
Danny.
Jesse and Danny.
Danny's studio was off of like Holton.
Oh
And
no, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that one. I ain't never heard of that one.
But yeah, man, we went over there. And I wrote the verses by Joey Crib and made the decision. It was like, damn, man, I'm supposed to go buy some diapers, but I gotta get this song off, right?
Yeah.
I was supposed to go buy some shit for the kid. I had a newborn. So, man, it's like me and Joey, or me, Joey and Zave put some bread up so we could go to the studio and knock the song out. We all put some bread up, go knock the song out. And I'm gonna say this because Danny gonna say he said this. But I get Danny was like, maybe last time I seen Danny was like, man, remember I said, now move your body, girl. I was like, all right, Danny. If you say that's what you so long ago, if you say you told me to say that, Danny, fuck it, bro.
What, he was trying to get writer's credit?
So, man, so we did that, bro. And then that same night, we took it to Texture. We take it to Texture nightclub.
That was a crack in the spot, dog.
Yeah, we take it to Texture. I go straight to the booth, and whoever was upstairs, I feel like and Stretch argue about this over and over. Like, nigga, I was the first nigga to play the record.
DJ O, shouts out DJ O, man.
DJ O and Stretch. But the thing is, they both was in, because you remember Texture was cracking. They had the upstairs
yeah,
and the downstairs.
That motherfucker was shaking.
But I'm working. I'm like, all right, I'll go straight to who was upstairs first that night. Give it to them. They play this shit. They're like, oh no, nigga, this shit slapping, like people dancing. So I'm like, man, give me back my CD. I need to go take it downstairs. So I take a CD, bro. This is the master out the damn lab type.
Fresh out the lab, huh?
I'm out here reckless. Bro.
I think you just knew you had a hit, bro.
Bro, so I go downstairs. I feel like DJ O was upstairs and Stretch was downstairs. I'm not sure. But, downstairs was the same reaction, bro. And then it was just
so the first time they heard the record, it was just out the park.
Man, the first time when we was at Timbuktu, I remember the feedback, and
that was just a hook though, right?
It was just a hook, bro. But I was like, okay, if they like the hook, what I say in the verses ain't even gonna matter. All I need to do is make women feel empowered and like give them some shit that they could say. She don't fuck with broke niggas. She mean. I like her. You feel
what And you know what's funny about this story? Is because Cuckoo Cow, they offer him a deal just off the hook, bro.
Yeah.
Same thing you did.
Yeah.
He just told the story last week. he ain't had no verses, bro. When he wrote the verses, the niggas turned him down. They ain't want the verses, bro. That's how he ended up at Tommy Boy. Same thing with you, bro. You niggas had the hook, no verses. Now you said when you did the hook at 10 Buck 2, you knew it was a hit. You did the verses, just took it over. So it was just like reverse.
I was like, man, I'm gonna make, and it was a challenge too because I come from trying to make your bars connect and have these dope ass bars.
Lyricists.
And if you listen to it, I'm still putting a little lyrics in there. I got a magic stick. Put it in your hairy pot. You feel what I'm saying? I'm still, you know what I'm saying? So it's like just trying to like make sure I'm not overdoing the record and giving them something that they could recite and could be like an anthem and that people could dance to. And it worked. And it was a gift and a curse, bro. I love Bow for all the doors that it opened. But, you know, that's what only people wanted to hear from me. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying? So as an artist, I was in a ways uh limited, right? In like how far I could push my creativity. Cause I know I want to do more stuff for my Caribbean folks. I know I want to get back to my roots, you know what I mean? So um, you know, that's why I took a break from music for a while because I was trying to find myself and
So
shit.
why do you think? Do you think the record just took off so fast that you was just searching for another one, or you put out something else and people ain't react the same to it? You know, because it's only one artist that I say that I didn't heard that could just switch stuff up like that, and that's Tupac, bro. He could make a Dear Mama record
Yeah.
and then go, I fuck your bitch, you fat motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like two different records, bro, but they love them the same. So I don't understand why it's like that though. Like if you talented, you talented, bro.
Yeah, I think too it's what people like, right?
Yes.
When you make something and it's for a consumer. That was the thing, right? I was me making something for a specific consumer, for a specific audience. I didn't that was I didn't make bow for myself. You feel what I'm saying? I was
Okay.
making music that I needed to make to get on the radio and so forth. But what happens is now I put out plenty of the music that did well, but then I saw the trajectory of where I was about to go. I put out Vow and then went to Work It Out. Work It Out was smacking too.
Margaret, I was it was.
I put
Yeah.
out Eat You Out. You feel what I'm saying? I had Girl, I'm hungry as hell. I want to eat you
Eat
out.
you out, yeah.
Eat you out. Eat. And that's like, bro, that song was going up. But then it was like, damn, man, like you really getting ready to jump off the cliff here.
Cause you
You-
was making the same thing.
yeah, and it was taking me further and further away from who I felt like my core spirit was as an artist. And yeah, I'm making these songs for women, but you know, I'm also in a sense like just making the most. After Eat You Out, I just felt like it was getting extremely vulgar. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you want your pussy? Hey, hit me on my Facebook. I'm like, damn, chill out, bro. He's like about to be.
Hey, you know that motherfucking R. Kelly 12 play hard. You just went
Yeah, bro.
crazy.
Yeah, bro. And then like, you know, once you start once it start feeling like, damn, that's what people only want to hear from you. It's like, damn, I got so much more music I want to make. I got so much more stories I want to share, right? So I took that break, bro. And then the next thing I came back with is like, I still catered to women 18 to 34, but it was lights down low. You feel what I'm saying? It
Oh
was,
yeah, I remember lights. That shit was a hit too, though.
yeah, so it was lights down low. It was won't do. It was Black Girl Magic. You feel what I'm saying?
But
Now,
go ahead.
dope ass records, but still a different vibration from what got us to where we're at today. So
That's what I
yeah,
was just finna say, bro. I was just finna say, do you think them records lights down low was slower?
yeah.
So do you think women them was hit records, bro? Do you think women just couldn't dance to it, bro?
No, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Women fucked with lights down low, bro. Women fuck with lights down low. But then you look at it like when would you play lights down low if you in the club?
When it's finna close, bro.
Exactly. Exactly. When was you gonna play bow?
You playing that shit like 4, 5 times, bro. They played
But
that shit to death.
you playing it in the prime time, right? As great as the song Lights Down Low was, it
That
just
motherfucker was
wasn't
hit.
the club banger. It was just a dope ass record that just, we could play it. We don't mind playing this shit to close out the record. And chicks love Lights Down Low, like I said, but
That
they
motherfucker was a
wasn't gonna play
slapper.
it at midnight. You know what I'm saying? But I was okay with that because I was able to experience that, and I was trying to grow to a different space as an artist.
Yeah, cause
So
you ain't
that's
gonna be a
my favorite song to this
that
day.
motherfucker was slapping. I forgot all about it. So you just said it, bro. It popped right in my head. So you know it gotta be a hit. If that shit popped right in my head, you
Yep,
know what I'm
yep.
saying? Okay, so with the bow, did you get a contract?
Yeah. We did shouts out to Cersei. Cersei, we went out to New York. We met with plenty labels. We met with Universal, we met with Avery Lippman. We met with what's the brother name? Larry Johnson. He was at I can't remember. It was a Jive at the time. But like I said, bro, just being able to go in them rooms
Yeah, that's why I asked.
and uh Avery didn't do the deal. He made a comment about my shirt. He was like, "Oh, you one of those smart guys, huh?" Because I had a shirt on. Maybe he ain't say he was one of those smart guys. Let me not put words in his mouth. He was like, "I like the shirt. It was something along the lines of that, and made his to the shirt. But the shirt was it was a Rockefeller shirt, and
Oh,
it was a Jay-Z line though. The line said "Own Your Masters," and it had
oh,
a.
oh shit. What the hell? That's how you walked in there, bro?
Yeah, so I walked in there, bro, with a shirt that said "Own Your Masters."
Did you
Um,
know what you was doing? Was it
oh yeah,
plotted?
absolutely, absolutely,
Damn, that was
absolutely,
brave, bro.
absolutely,
What? That's
absolutely. I knew what I was doing.
so
Like,
when he that's why he ain't do the deal then, huh?
I ain't gonna say that, but he
Bro,
didn't do
that's
the
why he ain't
deal.
do the deal. I'ma say
I
the shit,
didn't.
nigga.
He also had right after that, Say Vic came out with a record called Say Bow, and they ended up you don't remember the Say Vic record? Say
No,
Bow,
what's his name?
VIC.
Uh
The
ain't
tester,
dude dead now?
the
He
taste
dead
of
now, ain't he?
I don't know. I don't think
One
so.
Pop Block and Drop It, one of them niggas died, but I mean, God
Uh,
bless their soul, whichever one of them died. But I remember VIC
VIC,
though.
no, bro, still on. I think dog's still around. He got the
Oh
wobble
well,
suit too.
it ain't the
Wobble,
niggas.
wobble, baby.
Oh,
Yeah,
one of them passed away, bro. One of them niggas of that
you
caliber.
talking about DJ Unk?
No, I know DJ Unk because I know Beef what fuck with him hard. No,
Yeah,
one of them rappers passed. I have to look it up, bro. Hopefully I ain't saying that, but I think one of them stopped. Like, one of them niggas died, bro. I'll
mm.
look it up though. But yeah. So I ain't never heard his, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, bro, they ended up doing uh uh I want to say it was a joint deal between them and Polo Grounds, and VIC was a part of that deal, and they wasn't gonna push two Bow records. You feel what I'm saying? And you already got a nigga in-house that's tied to an artist, they gonna go with the nigga that's already, you know what I'm saying? He a subsidiary of they label already. So and I'm just a young dude that came in with a t-shirt that say own your masters and coming from the Virgin Islands by way of Milwaukee. So
That's crazy,
you know what I'm
bro.
saying?
That's
But we
crazy
did
work.
end up doing a bro, we had an offer with Big Cat Records. That was actually uh,
Gucci?
no, I don't know who no, that wasn't Gucci. Big Cat though.
That name
Maybe
sounds familiar as hell.
did a lot in Atlanta. They did a lot in Atlanta. They did a lot in
I think he
Atlanta.
might have been working with them because I remember his name being.
Maybe in the beginning. Maybe in the beginning, probably.
So
Uh,
did you take any one of them though?
I did the deal with Next Plateau. With why I can't remember his name right now. I can't remember his name right now. That's crazy. But Next Plateau, man, they had artists like Salt and Pepper and shit back in the
Oh,
day.
okay.
So yeah, bro, he took a chance. He took a chance, and we did a single deal. I still owned my masters and all of that shit. And
Yeah.
um, once the deal was fulfilled, all streaming rights was returned back to me.
Was it
So
streaming then? It wasn't really streaming, was it?
not quite yet, but it was still Apple sales. You still had to
Oh.
like, kind of buy. Cass was still buying singles off Apple. It
Oh,
is,
okay, okay, okay. I got you.
yeah. So I might have got lucky on the low. It probably would have took a lot longer if I just had to rely on the actual digital streams of it.
Oh my God. What you think about the digital? Let's get to that. What you think
Oh,
about
it's bullshit.
and TikTok? What you think about TikTok?
Far as what? TikTok, far as what?
Do you think like I was having a conversation with a well-known person, and I ain't gonna say who it is because you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna put his name out there, but he was just like niggas making microwave music. He was like,
I
he
mean,
said he's saying like you hot for 15 seconds. He said TikTok doing that. What you think about that?
yeah, I don't necessarily think that's just TikTok though, to be honest with you. Because if you really look at music before TikTok came out, cats has already stopped dropping a third verse on songs.
Oh
So
yeah,
music
that's over with.
already started to get shorter. You feel what I'm saying? I remember when the song structure was hook, verse,
Breakdown.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A bridge, all types of different shit. So now, nigga, you getting hook verse. You might not even get a hook on the way out. But
Yeah,
I
but
just think,
no, I'm talking about like I understand,
I don't think that's TikTok. I just think that's
but
human.
TikTok's where they create the TikTok where they create the dance
You
and it
talking
be
about
popular.
dance.
It be popular for 15 seconds and then they making a new dance. You don't think that that's like Vine and TikTok though?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like because of it though. I think people make music that they feel people could dance to. You know what I mean? And then content creators then do their thing. And if they find a song that they like that they dance to, they amplify that song. I think it's an amazing relationship between TikTok dancers, content creators, and artists because of how hard it is to make money off of streaming now. Like
Mm.
you can't just run your shit up the regular way by promoting it. You almost need a viral moment these days or something like that to get in those algorithms. Or you spending millions of dollars in promo to promote the record. So I think it's an interesting partnership. I think it's just up to the artists to continue to hold up the integrity of creating music though.
Yeah, because it's like I mean, yeah, a song could be hot, but that shit just be gone, bro. Music is moving so fast. I
Yeah, I
think
just
that's
think that's how
everything
we
in life.
yeah, that's just how we consuming music, bro. You
Every
remember you put out an album, you put out an artist album, bro. I remember you used to have to wait a year, damn near 2 years,
facts.
2 years before an artist put out another album. Bro, you got artists putting out 2 albums, 3 albums a year nowadays. So it's just I think people consuming music way faster. I think volume is another thing. People trying to pump out as much music as possible because you're getting so little on your streams. You probably need to have so much work that people is streaming so it accumulates into a bigger check. But I don't know, bro. I want to go back to CDs, vinyls, where
Yeah,
people
that's
have to pay for a physical copy, in my opinion, because that's where ownership is. Because
but that kind of like now you gotta like go. I was telling people, man, I think you gotta sell your shit for $1, $2. Like you gotta go on your website and sell that shit direct to your customers, bro, first. To
yeah,
try to at least try to make some money, bro. Like you got a name. If you drop a song direct to your customers, I think you probably could sell like 500 copies. You know what I'm saying? Just off just off of the strength of I'm dropping my album. Here go the zip file. You get the artwork. You get the song, radio edit for $1, bro. I think you'll sell a lot of records, bro.
yeah, man. I figure I'm trying to find a way to have some sort of physical something for consumers this next project. Um,
But where they gonna play it at? It ain't no.
You feel what I'm
That's what I'm saying.
trying to think about. It might be a record player where they just pay for a whole package and then they get the record,
Oh,
player.
that'd be dope. That's smart,
So
dog.
I've been
Don't
looking
steal that
into
idea, y'all. Don't steal that shit. That's
right.
cold
You
though.
know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at doing, man. It'll be like a collectible item. Um
What if you put all your music on that motherfucker, dog? That'd be dope.
might just be on a flash drive included with the record player.
I know my cousin DJ Sluggo, dog. That nigga got junk drives, cassettes and shit. He sell all type of shit. I went to his shit in San Diego, man. That man sold like $1,000. But he do house music. He percolating. That
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he do that music, bro. And they fans, bro.
Sluggo
Like,
showed a lot of love too.
huh? Yeah,
Sluggo.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my blood cousin, bro. Like he was on here already. So, but what you saying to be dope, bro. But I think then like Kanye had that shit, that little ass toy thing that he had that do that
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
though. I
Yep,
wonder
yep.
what happened with that though.
Man, we just gotta trying to find something, bro. Something that'd be dope that people would appreciate too as a consumer.
All right, let's talk about you got a day in Milwaukee yet?
No, I don't got no damn Milwaukee.
Oh my god, you are cuckoo. That shit terrible, bro. Like, what do you think about these niggas getting dates in Milwaukee, days in Milwaukee, and like niggas like you, cuckoo, even Drew, even though about they past, that's they past, bro. But them niggas still did something major for the city, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
what you think about like you not having a day? Like, how does that shit work? Like, you need a day, bro.
I don't know. I feel like if I'm supposed to have one, I'll have one. You know what I'm saying? Um, as far as other people having one, I'm cool with it, bro. I'm cool with other people having a day. I think my only thing is I ask people to, do something dope for the city with those days. Um, like
T Pain do.
you feel what
Uh,
I'm saying?
uh,
T-Pain does. You know what I'm saying? He brings revenue to the city, tax dollars to the city, talent to the city, putting new talent from the city on the stages with these other artists. You
facts.
feel what I'm saying? So he's doing something with his day. I think that's really, and I think for me it's dope because now you have a national artist like T-Pain saying, "Hey, I got a day in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a dope ass city. You should go check this city out. They got dope people, they got dope energy, they got dope vibes, they got dope music scene. You should check, you know what I'm saying? You get these different artists using their platforms to highlight the city. But as far
Blo-
as me having one, if I'm supposed to have one, I'll have one, man. I
We
ain't
need to get that done, Milwaukee. Whoever in charge, we need to get that shit need to get done, bro. Cause
Hey
sincere got
man,
a day.
every day is Ray Nitty day, man.
Okay, okay, okay.
Just listen to the music. Everybody saying bow, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That it don't be sitting right on my soul. I'm gonna be honest. But like you said, as long as they do something with it, but like you deserve a day. Cuckoo deserve a day. But Homer Blow did tell me that Snoop Dogg, dude, he got a day and his shit. He said Snoop do a whole lot for Milwaukee that we'll never know about.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
he did tell me that because he said YP, he said people don't know like uniforms for football players. He said, dude, do a whole lot of shit. But you most
Beyond
definitely
beyond that though, low key, Snoop got a company that has his Cashmere agency. It's a lot of folks that the homie Biko Baker from Milwaukee connected to Cashmere that was working on huge projects. I'm talking about films. I'm talking about major ads and shit like that. Music, you know what I'm saying? Living at Purple Rain Studios. They studio out in Inglewood. You know what I'm saying? Like plenty people, bro, was connected to Cashmere Agency and was able to me myself, you know what I'm saying? I was able to go out there to Cashmere Agency and tour it and
so
be
Casper Agency is in Cali.
yeah, it's a huge agency in LA. I think they actually just sold it, if I'm not mistaken.
And
But
so how you link with them?
so the homie Biko Baker, he was good friends. He's good friends with Ryan Ford, who was one of the partners over at Cashmere. And
Oh, okay.
they manage Snoop and a bunch of other artists and brands.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
that all makes sense now. That all makes sense now.
yeah. But
That's pretty good.
Snoop did he touched a lot of Milwaukee folks without having to even physically say he did.
Yeah,
And
that what Blow was telling me. Blow was telling me that, man.
for sure, for sure.
Okay, so we've been touched on the music. So how what was the transition like from going from you politician, you and the politicians now, bro? Like what was that transition? Like how did that come about? Like what made you
Yeah.
say I want to get into this?
Yeah, so it wasn't even really no transition, bro. That was already there. As I stated, like when I was 18, I met Biko doing politics, Young Voter Alliance. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We was knocking doors, getting people out to vote when I was 18. I came through Urban Underground. When I was 17, we was out in the streets when people was in traffic giving away little cards that just was letting us know what our rights was as teens while we out here cruising. You feel what I'm saying? So those are the type of things that I was already involved in from young. And like in my opinion, for in St. Thomas, politics is a big thing. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
when somebody running for politics is like a big thing and people get involved with it. So it was always already in me. Um and knowing that, man, I was seeing all the influence that I had and have in the city, bro, and knowing that the city of Milwaukee needed some sort of leadership that they felt like was a resemblance of themselves, somebody that they could trust, you know what I mean? Somebody that they know they could reach out to. And Reggie Moore, one of the founders of Urban Underground, he said, "Man, Nitti, we proud of you. We love everything that you've done. And we see all of the work that you're doing. But you can't change the room if you're not in the room." So
Oh,
for
wow.
me, yeah, so for me, it was like, all right, that resonated with me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hat in politics. And Like, that's why I went after the 4th automatic district, the most powerful district in the city of Milwaukee. Not because, it was downtown or whatever. It's because what that district represented for the city and the state of Wisconsin. And being able to be that person who's the alderman for that position in that district, thinking of what type of relationships I could have fostered between the north side and downtown Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
And taking these conversations that I was having with people that's in the wealthiest condos in the state, and them saying, man, Ray, we really would like to know how we could be more supportive. We just, we don't know how we could help, but we would love to help. And then, you hear these narratives that like, man, them motherfuckers don't care about what's going on in the hood. But then you never met them. You never sat and talked to them. And some people do. It's probably some people that don't care, but you find the people that do care and you build with them folks, right? And then that becomes a snowball effect. So just wanting to be, bro, that person that could have fostered those type of conversations and partnerships, bro, and build bridges between downtown and Burleigh and Center Street and all
Facts.
other places where young people could see shit that they typically wouldn't see and so forth. And, bro, it was just, that's what that was about, man. Being able to look at the downtown entertainment scene and see, like, okay, how could being the alderman of this district help one, boost the businesses downtown, but also how do we safely use it as platforms to elevate our talent scene as well and create things like our own South by Southwest in the city of Milwaukee, right?
That'd be dope.
But then we know it come with a level of responsibility. We gotta act right. You feel what I'm saying? And we gotta be able to have honest conversations with ourselves. And I feel like me personally, maybe I'm naive for thinking this. I feel like I'm the person that could bring both sides to the
You
table.
could bridge the gap. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And we could have these intellectual. I could talk like the young fella on Burleigh, but I could also talk like
Yeah.
the person in the boardroom and communicate with them as well. And how do we bring these different conversations together and say, like, okay, this is what we really gonna do to help starting to change the trajectory of where the city is going. So that's what politics was for me. It was just me saying, okay, I'm not just going to be the person that made y'all do this shit. And, you know what I'm saying? And we had a good time. Like, no, what impact was I gonna leave? What lives were we gonna really help change? And the only way you can really do that is by influencing policies and situations like that where we can impact people. So that's why I'm always advocating for people to get involved with politics.
That's pretty dope, bro. That's pretty dope. And it take a lot of courage to like you said, them records you had, like to just go from there to corporate. Like I know for a fact, bro, like I probably wouldn't be able to do it because one shit probably have fucked me up, I'd probably be down in that bitch going to jail or something. So so hey, that take courage, bro. Like
Oh
when
yeah,
when you
bro. It
when
was
you told me that, and then niggas was messing up your posters and sabotaging
oh,
you,
yeah.
I
Oh
talked to you about that because I called
yeah.
it. I'm like, bro, you need anything? How I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
street justice.
yeah,
I
yeah,
called you about that shit, like, bro, let me know, bro.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
for you to do that, bro, that take a lot of courage, bro. And I gotta say, I respect you for that, bro. Like, even being down there with the mayor and shit, and it's just like I don't even know how I act around them people, bro. I ain't even
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. So for you to be able to do
I'm
that,
gonna tell you some shit, right? We might have
go ahead.
spent as if we spent $20,000 on my campaign, bro. This is I just want people to understand how much power and influence we really have. This is me being completely transparent, bro.
No,
This
you
is my
gotta do what you
first
gotta do.
time running for any office for the most powerful district in the city of Milwaukee, right?
Yeah,
against a 20-year incumbent. He been in this seat for good 20 years, going on 20
Is he
years.
Caucasian? He white, bro?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And if I spend 20,000, bro, he spent over $160,000 to beat me, bro. I don't
What?
think I don't think that much money has ever been spent on an automatic race in the city of Milwaukee, bro. So
What?
I want people to understand how shook we really got folks in this city, but we ain't really tuned in yet and said, like, we programmed to think like voting don't matter. Voting don't matter. That shit ain't gonna change.
Facts.
Yeah, it's easy to not go vote, but go vote and put somebody in there that's gonna fuck with you and fuck with your interests, because that's what they do. They
So
vote
the
people.
nigga you lost to, he had that same distance for 20 years?
Oh yeah, bro.
Fuck.
Oh
So
yeah,
he
bro.
basically bought the election, bro.
Uh, he spent the bag.
He bought,
And but
yeah.
you gotta figure, so the difference too is now I know how to win. You feel what?
Okay.
I'll do things so much different now. I studied the numbers. I looked at where we was strong at and where we was weak at. The neighborhoods where we could knock on doors and I was able to talk to the people, touch the people, we won. If we didn't win, we was tied with him. Where he won at, bro, was the high rises, the condos, all of those places that we can't get
Oh,
into. You feel what I'm saying? So when you spend 160 bands, you can mail that out. You sending 10 of, so if you getting 10 of this from the same dude who been it for the
you gonna
20
vote for him.
years, and shit, I don't got the bread to send them $20,000 packages out. You feel me? To send one mailer out might have been like 25 bands. So it's like, all right, I had to figure out other ways to reach those folks. But now I understand how to win. Now it's I put my own money up. So now if I put 50 bands of my own money up, 75 of my own bread up, and I know where to spend the dollars at, you're not gonna beat me in the streets
He
because you
can't
ain't
beat you in the streets. He
you're
can't
not
beat you in the
gonna beat me.
streets.
You're not gonna beat me in them Barada properties. You're not gonna beat me in on Clybourne, Kilbourne, uh
Yeah.
Elite. You're not gonna beat me over there. 29th, 32nd, 24. You're not gonna beat me in them areas. But you could beat me in places where people ain't never met me or know me, and they just going off of whatever crazy shit you just sent
You
them.
telling him.
And I'm not able to send anything to
So
back.
basically, you really could have won if more people in them areas probably would have voted. Because I'm quite sure it's more poor people than the people that he reached.
Yeah, absolutely. But the other thing too, bro, it rained all day that day, bro. It rained. All, bro, we had 42% of the votes.
Oh, damn. That was
Like,
close.
bro, for my first time, 42. Yeah, bro. So
That was close as hell.
so now we know how to win though. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's about preparing and getting ready mentally, you know what I'm saying? Physically, spiritually,
So
and
for
doing
the people who don't know, what would your job be being in that position? What would you be responsible for being in that position? For people who don't know what aldermen do and don't know the politician game, what would your job be?
so essentially alderman is basically a servant to his or her constituents that live within the district bounds. um for example, the fourth district bounds is um let's just say Prospect to 35th Street, and then that's the east west bounds, and then the north south bounds would be between Valit and like let's just call it St. Paul, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
everything in between there. that alderman is responsible for listening to the concerns of the neighbors that live in that area. They may be uh um like, let's say the garbage ain't getting picked up or something, or if it's a nuisance property and so forth, or potholes, streets that need to be fixed. If it's a park that's dilapidated and the neighbors want to see the park spruced up. For instance, that neighborhood in particular, they wanted to see a grocery store, right? So as an alderman, I was trying to liaison relationships with developers I know that would bring a grocery store to the fourth district
Oh,
and appease those needs. So that's what I feel like the job is of an alderman is to one, listen to what the concerns and issues are of their constituents, and then two, act upon those concerns and issues of the constituents. And three, for me, is availability. Be available to
for
your
the
constituents.
people. Yeah.
So that's how I broke it down for myself. I don't know how your typical politician breaks down what their job title is, but I'm not a politician. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would break it down.
So when you got a lot of aldermen. So okay, if I call and be like, "Hey, Mister Nitti, it's a big ass pothole." Well, how soon would you be able to get that fixed? Because I know people talk about
Oh,
pothole.
now that's a very intricate question. I might gotta call some departments. I might gotta call the Department of Public Works and be like, "Hey, how long is it gonna take y'all to get to this pothole?" Because they might got a whole list of
Yeah,
they trying to get to. You feel what I'm saying? So that part, far as like how fast
exactly.
get stuff executed, that part I don't know. I'm sure it's still some sort of process, but I also know it's some folks who said that they haven't been able to get in touch with that alderman for years. The only time they see him
That's the
when
reason
it's
why I'm asking because I've been out here 10 years, but I'm still tied to a lot of shit in the city, bro. Like
yeah.
I talk to people daily in Milwaukee, and them be like some of the conversations we be having about the potholes, about street lights and shit being out. That's why I'm asking you, since you finna be an alderman, like the how that shit work, bro?
Yeah, I think those calls come in, bro, and then it's up to that alderman to filter those calls out and address those problems. How fast they get taken care of, I can't sit here and give you an honest answer because I haven't been in that seat to experience what turnaround time is.
Oh.
Um
So what about nightclubs though? Like y'all in charge of shutting the nigga nightclub down too, right?
it depends on if they in that district, yeah. But the downtown district holds the most liquor licenses in the city of Milwaukee.
Cause I'm hearing like some of them niggas be getting paid, bro.
Like who? What you mean? Some of
Like to keep clubs open, and cause I didn't, I work. I don't want to put people's names out there, but they just say it's a lot of dirty shit going on with the aldermen and areas, bro.
oh man, shit. It's politics. I'd
That's
imagine.
why you need to get in there, bro. Like we got to
I'd
figure out.
imagine. Hey, and two, bro, for me, like I'm never some I don't ever see me trying to hold a seat for 20 years.
Yeah, that's
I'm being 100 with you, bro. I might got a second term, but for me, I'm one term, two terms. But then I want to groom somebody younger than me that
that
got
know
more
what.
energy than me, that has the same passion, if not more, that care more, that's got the drive to do more for the community than me. So whenever I'm done, we could be like, yo, the community and district is in good hands because this person has been like, bro, I wanted to have a youth council type shit that would help my office come up with policies and procedures and things of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? Because we making like these orders and stuff is making laws that's impacting young people. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't, but I don't know how many young people are really at those tables when it's talking about what these laws look like that they're making up. But I know that's a space that I wanted to create in my office. So
That
yeah, Bruce.
you need somebody in there, like you said, bro. You said the most realest shit. You need somebody in there that could bridge the gap, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's no like dude who been there 20 years. He can't bridge the gap because I really honestly believe you gotta know what's going on in these streets, bro. You
Yeah, bro.
gotta you
You got
gotta know.
and
Go
you
ahead.
gotta give businesses the freedom to grow. Like you
Exactly.
operate your district and be stepping on businesses next. You feel what I'm saying?
That's
Like
because them niggas want to get paid, bro.
man, as an
They want to
alderman,
get paid, bro. That nigga been in there 20 years, bro. Cause he getting paid from motherfuckers, bro. Like if you're an alderman 20 years, bro, why you ain't trying to like move up the ladder, bro? Like why not try to be a mayor? Why not try to go, why not try to go higher? That
man,
nigga,
it take a lot of juice to be mayor.
yeah, but I'm just saying you're an alderman for 20 years. It take votes, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you
that's
got
true.
if you got this section for 20 years, bro,
Downtown.
20 years,
I
that's what
mean,
I'm saying,
you
bro.
you comfortable in your spot, huh?
Yeah, because niggas is paying, you getting paid, bro. Like I believe that shit, bro. Like I could say that shit because I'm just, you know what I'm saying. Niggas getting paid, bro. That shit, it's a lot of politics in politics. I know
Oh yeah.
that for a fact, bro. Because my nigga Black Club, bro, they been targeting that nigga Club 30.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
talk to this nigga all the
yeah.
time about little Doug,
The
but
old passion.
yeah, bro,
Yeah.
like shit can happen at all these other clubs downtown, bro. They don't get suspensions or none of that shit, bro. This nigga shit go down right there on Titonia, nigga. It's curtains. And
Yeah.
it's just crazy, bro. But he be telling me little shit about him and the alderman, but that's for another day, bro. Because I don't want to put that brother business out. But
No,
I
for sure.
believe, I most definitely believe it's a lot of shit going on, bro. And I believe that nigga might have paid for that election, bro. He was threatened by you. He was threatened by you because
Absolutely. That's
he
why
was
his wife went out there and said that crazy stuff she said. Like, that's why he was trying to bully business. Like, bro, when I tell you I was having businesses I never met with, you know what I'm saying? Businesses I never met with hitting me up, asking me, like, am I saying that they're supporting me? Because they're getting threats about, I'm like, excuse me, who is this? Who am I talking to? You
you
feel
don't
what
even
I'm
know what's going on.
saying? He was bro, so shook, bro. But I'll say this too though. As shook as he was, I'm gonna say this on your show, and I'll never say this again out
Let's
loud
get it.
to anybody. As shook as he was gangster as fuck.
Oh yeah, you know they gotta be gangsters.
Because he did that G shit and then get no fuck. Like to this day, you can't tell me that wasn't him that tore my motherfucking shit down himself, bro. You can't tell me it wasn't. But I just feel okay. This nigga really a gangster.
I'm dealing with a
So,
monster, nigga. My
he
mama.
is
That
though. Bro, and what the young people say at the end of the day when that election was over, he put belt to ass on me, bro.
oh my mama. I mean, you know who
Yeah,
it remind me of? Like the Fresh Prince when nigga Phillip was going against the Jefferson nigga dog, and
yeah,
the nigga won and shit. He did all that dirty ass shit, but he
yeah,
knew how to win, bro. On my
yeah,
mama, and
bro.
that's what it is. But
But
like you said, it was a good experience for you to like
bro, it was probably the
yeah,
most important thing I've done in my career, bro, thus
yeah,
far. The most important to go through that experience, to experience the call it what people want, but the sport of politics. You
yeah.
feel what I'm saying? and it's a combat sport. Like people need to understand politics is a combat sport.
That's what
Like,
I was just gonna ask you. Like, what's the difference between that and rap? I think that's way worse, ain't it?
oh, bro, what's going on in the streets of Milwaukee don't got shit on what's going on in the city hall downtown. Buddy. Niggas talking about crime.
That's why I told you, bro. I don't think I will ever be able to do that shit because I've been to smack the shit out of one of them people down there, bro.
Bro,
No bullshit. Niggas say something, I hear something, nigga. It's on contact with me, bro.
you see, and
Like
that's
that, like they said that business, like you said that the woman called you. I
yeah,
would have went right to her, bro, buddy. Like,
yeah.
bro, why the fuck is you telling people? Like, bro, is this what we doing? See, it would have
Bro,
been too reckless for me.
so it was, bro, it was hard for me to raise money, bro. Like, because if somebody donate to you, you know, they name go on your finance reports, your campaign reports. Like, I had people that own businesses, bro. I won't say their names.
No, no name.
I respect business integrity, but literally told me like, Nitty, I can't even be seen with you right now. Like, nigga, my license, I go before this nigga next
Oh,
week.
fuck.
Like, you
Oh,
want,
so yeah, they got to go to him for the license, right?
bro, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, that's how you been there 20 years, bro.
so, no, well, he ain't always on licensing committee. He not always is on licensing
But
committee,
he probably know the niggas that's on licensing committee.
or might be in their district. I don't know. I'm just saying,
But what I'm saying though, all them motherfuckers know each other, bro.
bro, all I'm saying is, motherfucker was like, bro, I can't even be seen with you, much less
That's some
have
crazy
my
shit right there.
name show up on your campaign reports. So getting money donated to me, like by amazing people that I know fuck with me, bro. But I
Yeah.
also understood politics and where they was. Did it hurt? Absolutely, it hurt to hear people that you fuck with and then that you rode for saying like, "Hey, bro, I can't publicly fuck with you, bro."
Oh, he a hoe ass, whoever that is, they a hoe ass
No,
nigga, bro. Cause I'm going
but
down with my
I,
people.
bro, I get it though because
I don't.
I ain't saying I agree. I ain't saying
Okay.
I agree, but if now if when I say somebody that you ride for, I ain't talking about like this somebody like my brother or nothing like that. These people they don't owe me nothing. You feel what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay,
Let
okay,
me
okay. Now it makes sense. Cause
let me
I'm
put
like,
that there.
what?
But you know what I'm saying? It's always been mutual respect between us and love. You feel what I'm saying? If I have to show up at a hearing for their club, I'll do that type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? But
They gotta protect their livelihood though, dog.
exactly at the end of the day, bro, if I lose, like they family livelihood on the line.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
That's a
saying?
dirty ass game, boss.
And then it's like, oh no, you wanted that nigga Nitti to take me out. I'm gonna make
Exactly.
sure your business go through a living hell. You feel what I'm saying?
Could he
So
do that though, legally?
you said what?
I said, could he do that legally? Fuck with a nigga business like that?
Oh, you can't do that legally. But we ain't talking about legalities. We talking about
Uh-uh.
gangsters, man.
That
We
shit
talking about
crazy.
gangsters, bro. Like not street gangsters, corporate gangsters.
Mm, mm,
So,
mm.
but yeah, bro, it was a amazing learning experience, man. And I'm willing to go through it again, not for myself, but because I know it's about something bigger than me, and I know my intentions, and it's about bridging the gap between downtown and the city of Milwaukee and really expanding upon how great the city could be. I don't think we're being intentional enough about really shifting the culture that we do have here. We have the tools, we have the resources. I just think we gotta be intentional about how we put it together, man.
So you
'Cause
gonna run again?
oh, absolutely, bro. You can't give me the game and expect me not to. Absolutely, I'm running
So
again.
do you think about like renting out venues and doing performing to try to raise money? Did you think about that?
So I thought about stuff like that, but like I don't know if I had time to like figure out what the legalities was in it. So when you fundraise, like everybody got to fill out this paper, and if it's a check, it can't be from a business. It got to be a personal check. So it's like
Oh damn, it's a lot of rules, huh?
oh yeah, it's a lot, bro. You can't just can't nobody just give me some cash and be like, "Hey, Nitti, man, here go $1,000." Like, first of all, I couldn't even accept anything over $760 or something like that.
Oh damn, they got all them type of rules, bro.
Yeah, older people could only accept a certain amount of money. Senators can, county executive can, mayor can. Everybody got different levels that they could accept.
So if I became rich and famous, it'd be like, bro, I want to put this 5,000. It's over. I can't do it.
You can't just give me
Not
five.
famous, rich. Not
Yeah,
famous, rich. That's
yeah,
crazy.
no, no. But you can, your wife can, big bro can. You feel what I'm saying? You could break it down like
Oh,
that.
break it. Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. But that's kind of crazy though, bro, because damn, that's like too much, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's game ain't easy. What they
That
say
shit
is
crazy.
to be sold, not to be told. But you can't give me no game and expect me not to play it now. So we gonna do
Well,
it again.
that's pretty cool, bro. Like if there's anything you need from me, man, because you know Clybourne area, that's our hood, 29th to 35th.
Yeah,
So
that's right in there too, bro.
yeah, I could get all them niggas over. I could get a
I
lot of
was
them over
you
there.
over there, bro.
That's
I was
crazy, bro.
there.
So
And
yeah,
I used to stay right on 24th and Kilbourne in the
yeah, that's
apartment.
right there. That's right there. Yeah.
I was right over there.
My daughter was born right on 34th in the corner house, 34th of Clybourne, right on the corner. We
Okay.
stayed there for a long time. Little bro still be over there. That's still a hood. Like they there, bro. They
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
most definitely let me know what you need with that. But let's get into the last question, man, because I know you. I appreciate you though for coming on, bro. Like we almost
Oh,
an hour
man.
and a half.
Having me, man. Thanks for
I,
having me.
man, I appreciate you. When it's all said and done for Ray Nitti, bro, what would you want your legacy to be, bro? How would you want people to like? This is my legacy. Like that's the question I ask everybody last, bro.
Oh man. My legacy, bro. Um, I think I just want people to remember me as like somebody that like made space for other people to step up, step in, elevate themselves, helped a lot of people, um, made the place better. Um, left, you know what I'm saying? Leave empty. I want to leave with an empty cup. Um, and really, bro, I want to be impactful to my home country, St. Thomas. I want to be able to do some stuff there. A lot of the work I'm doing in Milwaukee, sometimes I feel guilty because I feel like, damn, I'm from this small island, and they got so many of the same needs, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not even doing anything back home. So
How would you
definitely
be able to do? I know you go back all the time. Like how? What would you think? How would you need to start with that though?
man, right now I'm looking at development, more affordable housing, with a lot of Americans coming in and buying a lot of the land and homes. It's getting a lot harder for people to get affordable housing. Want to create more spaces where locals could sell products and goods and have shops and things of that nature. Um, but more so too, go there and listen to what the people need first too, because I think a lot of times, man, we go into the situations and think we got all the answers already figured out.
Yeah.
You
Nobody do.
know, sometimes the needs change. You know what I'm saying? What my island might have needed when I was there in 1995, it might not be the same right now in 2025. So
Is the
um
houses affordable over there? Like how much is do y'all
depends.
got rent?
Yeah, it depends. Houses is kind of expensive, but you could also you also like in paradise though. You in the hills, you can see the ocean, you can see, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
free fruit. Like I was just telling somebody, not to get long-winded, but I was just telling somebody that, man, like I feel like I took for granted like the place that I came from, right? A place where you coconut free off the trees, mangoes, soursop, sea moss, all of these things free. And
Damn.
I'm in the States now and it's like fucking $4 for one mango.
Oh my mama, you gotta pay.
Like I can't even tell you when I seen a fucking coconut in Milwaukee, but I'm drinking these damn Vita Cocos in these damn boxes. You feel what I'm saying? And literally, bro, I remember one of the times we was home, me and my wife walking up the hill and a ripe ass mango just rolled down the hill by my feet, bro. I can't make this up, bro. It's like God smiling at me, bro. Like, welcome
That
back,
motherfucker was good too, wasn't it?
bro. Tore it up, bro. Fresh off the road, bro. No rinse, no nothing, bro.
It's so funny, bro, because out here, bro, like I ain't never saw like a lemon tree and none of that shit till I came to Cali, bro. That
Yeah,
shit is on the tree, bro. Oranges and all type of
tree,
shit.
bro.
I never seen that,
Tree.
bro. I never ever seen that in my life till I came out here, bro. And it's just like
You saw some apple trees out here, though. You can at
I
least
don't
see
remember seeing no kind of fruit trees
peach
in Milwaukee. You know, we came up on the east side, so and we was in the south side of Chicago. I was born in Chicago. I
Gotcha.
ain't see I ain't see none of that shit, bro, till I came here, bro. I don't remember seeing no fruit trees or nothing. Like
Ain't too
we
many
came.
trees in the hoods either, though.
That's why I'm saying that, bro. Like I never when I
Hey,
came out
why
here.
is that? That's a crazy question. Hey, why is it? That's a good
I
ass
don't
question.
know, bro.
Why it ain't no fruit tree in the hood? I know it's a peach tree on 45th and North.
45th and North.
Yeah, it's in somebody's yard, and he get in neighborhood peaches whenever they bloom.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. But like when I be out here
Mark
going
got
to
a
different
pear tree.
houses and shit, motherfuckers be having a whole bag of lemons talking about free on their porch, bro. Like
Yeah,
it's
bro.
just it's weird, bro, out here. Like I ain't never seen that shit. So I can imagine you being on your island and that shit just
Everything, bro. Everything.
that's dope, bro. That's dope, man.
Papayas, guavas, all of that, bro. And it's just like, you just take for granted for the things God literally bless you with, and we move away. We move away from it so much, and then we get so accustomed to like straying away, right? We
Hell
forget.
yeah, bro. Like it's weird, bro. But man, you right. You right about that shit, bro. That's
So,
why we got to figure it out, dog.
but
But
yeah,
yeah,
bro, as far as legacy, bro, I just want to be somebody that gave everything he had to everybody that he loved, bro.
and you
And
done live like two different lives, like having a number one single out here, and then like going into politics. That shit right there is like to me, it's like that's crazy, bro. To like, I'm making these sex songs for women. I'm rapping to going over here. It's just like you don't get rappers like doing that. Like you got like Shine, the nigga who was with Diddy. I don't know, he like a minister or something, but like you
yeah,
don't
yeah,
get that.
yeah. He was over there in Belize.
Yeah, you don't get that often though. So for you to do it at a young age, like how we is now, and just go like, damn, I'm here, but I'm finna go down here with, like a whole different game. For you to see both parts of that shit is kind of like crazy, bro. Cause like
Yeah,
I said, I could never imagine myself running for no shit like that. Cause I just know for a fact that shit crooked, bro. And I know I'm gonna have to play dirty. And if a nigga rip my poster down, and I know he ripped my poster down, I'm probably gonna go to City Hall or wherever the fuck he at, and it's up.
Hey,
Like,
bro, I was, I was on his heels, bro. I was in City Hall. I was like,
but
hey,
you can't really do nothing though, right?
I was, bro, I think, I don't know what it was. It was like African Day or something down in there. He was in there, and bro tried to shake my hand, and bro, I'm not good with like with like just shaking people's hands that's just trying to harm me.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm like, nah, I ain't shaking his hand. And I'm like, nigga, stop playing games with me, nigga.
You put the mug on, bro.
He probably thought I was crazy as a motherfucker. He probably thought I was crazy, bro.
So you did that for real, bro?
Bro, in City Hall, bro.
And what was his reaction?
He ain't say nothing. He just walked away.
Like, yeah, I got this nigga right where I want him.
But he probably, I probably shouldn't have said shit to him. But
No,
bro.
you had every right to, bro. You was like, bro, you already got 100-some thousand, bro. Let the race play out, bro. Like, you ain't even got to do all the extra shit. Like,
he,
like
he
it's
had
like
to
it's like you in a boxing match, bro, and you
probably
know
see
this
that
nigga.
shit every day before he went to work too. It was on Wisconsin Avenue where
I
everybody.
saw that shit, bro.
And I'm gonna tell you how I know they did it too, right? This is how I know they did it. Because fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Motherfucker said somebody from his camp. I ain't gonna say who.
Yeah,
Somebody,
we ain't saying no names. We ain't messy.
somebody from his camp said, because I posted the video and all of that shit.
Yeah, I
Somebody
seen it.
from camp was like, well, no, they said that was somebody from the public works department that took that down in a private he did that in he like worked that much that he was in his personal vehicle at 5 in the morning. You telling me DPW and then even then to say that, then that's illegal even in itself. Because why is DPW taking out campaign literature on private property?
That nigga might have cashed that nigga, bro.
Come
Hey, that
on, bro.
remind me of Menace to Society. Hey, you know you fucked up, right?
Bro, when I heard that, I was like, oh, these niggas was beating my ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
the level of hands that was being put on me, bro, politically.
But you ready for their ass next time,
oh
though.
yeah, absolutely.
It's up. It's up, bro. But yeah,
Absolutely.
man, I appreciate you stopping by, man. This was an interesting conversation, man. You know it's all love, man. You've been broski for a long time, man. I remember you came out to the dungeon and rapped on All I Know Is Milwaukee remix. You always been down for the cause. You came to smash. You always supported us, bro, even though we was like knuckleheads and shit back in the days. But you supported us, bro. Like, we never had no issue with you, bro. Like, so I appreciate you, man, for coming on, man. And anything you need, bro, you got my line, bro. When you get to getting back into that, let me know, bro. And whatever I could do to help you get to the next plateau, I got you, bro. And you earned my respect, bro. You been had it, but now like
bro.
hearing all this shit, bro, like how you came up, like coming from an island, bro, to like not knowing nobody, like that shit kind of crazy, bro. Like I ain't even know. I knew you was from the island, but I didn't know how you came.
Oh, bro, man, my pops was a wild boy, man. My pops was a wild boy. I grew up in a very abusive household. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the reason why I ended up in Milwaukee. Honestly, like I woke up one morning and saw my pops with a knife to my mom's throat, and that was like the thing that she was like, "Nah, I'm done. We out of there." You feel what I'm saying? So I'm thankful, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I'm thankful for the journey. So to know that I could go from waking up one morning and that was my reality, you know what I mean? Seeing my mom in that vulnerable position to now here I am in Milwaukee and I'm waking up June 3rd and I'm performing on Summerfest opening up for Aria Star. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
seen that flyer, bro. Congratulations on that.
bro. Yeah, appreciate it, bro. I can only be thankful, bro.
So you saw your daddy with a knife to your mama's neck, bro?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You seen it with your own eyes?
My own bro, they always fought. And then morning I woke up, they was in the kitchen. She was on the ground. He had her in a chokehold and a fucking knife to her throat. And
Wow.
he saw me, then he left the house. Cause I guess, like, damn, my son just saw me on this bullshit. He left the house. My mom's packed all she can. Me and my sister up in a garbage bag, contractor bag, and we took a seaplane over to St. Croix. St. Croix, we took the next flight over to Milwaukee because my sister and her husband at the time was here. He was at he went to MSOE for engineering from the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Yeah, and my sister was in Illinois at Bradley, and when they got married, they moved to Milwaukee. So,
What's your relationship like with your pops now?
man, my pops passed, bro.
Oh,
He
sorry.
passed
Well,
away.
sorry to hear that.
Oh,
Still,
it's all good, man. It's all good. He passed away. I can't even remember. A few
did he
years ago.
ever explain it to you though as you got older?
No, he ain't that. My pops ain't. He ain't that type that was gonna explain it, man. He was just gonna, you know, be a motherfucking gangster and fucking this. That was tough love, boy. you know, and
Wow.
Pops was wild, but I was also resentful too for a while, so I stayed away from the islands because I didn't have too many fond memories. A
Yeah,
lot
exactly.
of
Yeah.
shit with it, so I stayed away. But me staying away as an adult was only making me miss like my cousins more, my little nieces and nephews and brothers and sisters more out there. So, those relationships suffered because, I didn't want to go back to a place where he was at. And then it was my wife that was like, man, if anything, you got to let him meet his grandkids. You know what I mean? So we took the kids down there. He got to meet the kids. I
So
want
when
to say,
you first seen him again though, like how was the reaction? You ain't talked to him or no shit like that?
yeah, so I saw him for the first time back when I went down for my grandmother's funeral. That was kind of like the first time I seen him is when I went down for my grandmother's funeral. I was still in I was just got out of high school or something, if I'm not mistaken. But,
Mm.
it was still, man, rest his soul right now. But it's like that first initial scene was like, oh, I'm big enough where I can get
Beat
with
his
you.
ass now, yeah.
At that, he probably still would have whooped my ass at that time in high school. But when I went to the islands and showed him my kids, at that time I was like, oh yeah, I could get him now. But
Yeah, that's a
at
fucked
that
up bitch.
time,
That's
yeah.
like saying your parents fucking, bro, going in the room seeing them. But that's way worse, bro. That's some
Oh
scary
yeah,
shit.
bro. Yeah,
On
bro.
my mama, I probably still envy that nigga. Like, nigga,
Yeah,
we got a special love for our mama over pop over daddy anyway, type shit. You
yeah,
know how But damn, yeah, that was crazy to hear. But I'm glad, like, I mean, you made it through all of that, bro. And I'm
yeah.
glad that you had a chance to like talk to him and shit. I don't even know if y'all talked.
So he I'll be honest with you, it was like on his deathbed, right? It was like he said so much with his eyes without even being able to say a word. You feel me? It's like
Oh,
I could see it all. I could see it in his eyes. Like, damn, like I'm looking at my pops and I'm like, man, it's the same man that I used to fear. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm looking at him taking his
loud.
last breaths and it's like as if he's saying sorry with his eyes, like, man, I knew I was fucked up. You know what I mean? And bro, it was just like a moment where it was like, man, I held all that anger in and, you know, don't know what I could have missed because of my own traumas that I allowed to keep me away from going back home or trying to move past certain shit. So,
Yeah, we
but
all go through little shit though. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you said, it's good that that did happen, and you felt that he was apologizing. So, You know,
Yeah.
that probably gave you some closure, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's crazy, man. I ain't even know that. We supposed to been done. And when you laughing when you said
I
that,
know.
it's like,
My bad.
no, we good on my end. But I know it's late there, bro. It's 10, it's 12 there. It's 12 there.
Oh yeah.
I'm good here.
We chill.
Yeah.
We good.
Hey, everybody who get on here though, like everybody be like, man, I got 30, 40 minutes for you, bro. And this man, you got the longest, bro. But everybody should go way longer because niggas, this shit like motherfucking Arsenio Hall, bro.
Yeah.
And this shit finna go to the world, bro. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so glad I started this shit and we could do it like from our comfort of our home, bro. That's what make
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
dope,
Yeah.
bro.
For
You ain't got
sure.
to be in the studio, you ain't got to go nowhere. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, once again, man, I appreciate you for coming on one with Bigg Rick, bro. Anything you need, bro. Let me do your next CD cover or something, man. I know I don't owe you nothing, but
Look.
shit. I know you ain't charging me for this or nothing, bro. But
No,
shit,
not at all. Not
anything
at
you
all.
need from me, bro, just hit me, bro. And it's always been love with us, bro. So
Man,
I
love, bro.
appreciate you taking the time out your day, bro. Like when you go back around to kick dude white eyes, let me know because I'm most definitely do everything I can from here. And next time your ass out here, nigga, you better call me so I can pull
Now
up.
I'm gonna hit you up, bro. I'm gonna hit you up for
And,
sure.
and
I'm gonna hit you up
I'll
for sure.
be there in August because you know me and Money finna do a smash documentary.
What day?
The last week of August, I'm
Okay, that's
coming
a bit.
down there to
I'm
shoot.
gonna be home the first week of August.
Oh yeah, it's the last week. We shooting the Smash documentary and we gonna put it on Tubi. I'm coming down there to executive producer. So you
Okay.
know I was gonna reach out to you for that because you didn't blaze the Smash. You came to Smash a whole lot.
Yeah.
You was down there, bro. And
Yeah.
one time our city was like divided though. Like you had all of us the street niggas there. You had all of y'all. Y'all was over here, the Okies, but y'all the Pizzles, y'all niggas was doing y'all shit though. Y'all most definitely had the like the corporate world of the shit. And we
Yeah.
was just down here, but y'all was up here, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Y'all niggas, cause y'all wasn't where we was at, and we wasn't where y'all was at. That's what's
It
crazy.
was
But
just in two different worlds. That's
we
all.
was in two different worlds, and it's crazy. Nobody never even looked at it like that. But then we started bridging the gap, dog.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
started bridging the gap, and that was dope for the city, bro. You
Yeah,
know,
that's what I meant by like, man, despite whatever was going on, like, yeah, bro, I wasn't no nigga that was in the streets, you know what I'm saying, or none of that shit. But I knew a lot of niggas that was, and it was always love, and they always showed me love and respect. So I always showed them respect. So that's
you,
why I was like, I didn't get involved in none of the extra BS.
bullshit, yeah. And there was a
We
lot
kept
of it.
the music. We kept it about making music and doing some shit for the town.
That's just like Kendrick Lamar, though. You know, he from there, but he was the smart one. You know,
Yeah.
he all his niggas is from the streets, bro. But
Yeah.
he was the nigga that's like, but he was on some bullshit with him, but he wasn't like gang culture like his niggas, bro. And it's
Yeah,
okay to be
a
like that.
whole different person, bro. The way my pops had us growing up, who we was hanging around, I seen things. I could have been a whole different person, but in my mind, I knew I wanted to be completely opposite. So
And that's a good thing, bro. Like, ain't none of me or my brothers finished high school, but our kids did. So
yeah,
we had to change the shit over to be like, we live fucked up, dog. So we got to make sure that they have a chance. We got to make sure they wasn't like us, lights getting turned off, you know, all the little bullshit that we go
yeah,
through in the
yeah,
hood.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
it's up to you to make the decision. Like I got stepbrothers and shit, niggas doing drugs and shit, and I'm like, damn. I look at them like, how the fuck you see when we came up, you see our uncles and shit all on drugs and shit, bro. How could you do that? You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? But it's like you just said, bro, everybody got a choice. You could have been like this, but you like, I want to be like this.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I started out fucked up, but I got my shit together.
yeah,
Cause it's just like when my daughter was born, it was just like, this shit over, bro. I got something to live for. But when you done like not having shit to live for and not giving a fuck, it was just like, I ain't give a fuck, bro. But
yeah,
then once she came, it's just like, damn, bro, I got something to live for. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I don't give a fuck.
You gotta give a fuck. So that's when I got to getting all bullshit and like, man, I gotta provide for my family. That shit is over, bro. So yeah, so that you know, but you was part of the streets. Like all your niggas and shit probably was.
Yeah.
You probably done did some bullshit, never got caught. I know I did a lot of bullshit that I never got caught. I could have been doing life. Thank God I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But and you probably was the same way. You just never got caught. But at that point in time, you probably just like, that ain't it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't it. And then you just got your shit together. And that's what it take, bro. You got to do that shit for yourself. It's easy to like, you don't need to do drugs. You could tell a motherfucker that all day until they want to stop doing drugs, nigga. They hitting that pipe, nigga.
Yeah.
Until they wake up and be like, I
They
don't
gonna
want
do it.
They gonna do it, bro.
They
So
do
I
it.
stopped telling drug addict family members who don't. I stopped telling them that shit, bro. I just be like, man, when God ready to get you off, you go get off. Cause me trying to encourage you, bro, you gonna leave from where I'm at, nigga, and go get some money and go smoke, bro. It's just off. You can tell a nigga 1,000 times, but they gotta do it. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. Love you, bro.
Love, bro. Love,
Let's
man.
get it. Hey, stay on for a minute, man. Let me see if it's gonna get the audio. You gotta get the audio. Love, bro.
Love.
Let's get it.
Come to a label and I want the executives dancing in the videos, all on the records. Take that. Come to Dundee, they're ready.
This face belongs on the tism.